Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to Miss Farah. Today we are from Group 3, which is consists of ZAKARIA, Adam Wafiq, BATRISYIA IZZATI, and also me. We present one topic related to safety and health, which is electrical and instrument work. Okay, so in this presentation, we will talk about abstract, introduction, objective of the report, and regulation related to electrical and instrument work. So first of all, as for the abstract, as we know, electrical instruments are instruments that use the mechanical movement of an electromagnetic meter to measure voltage, frequency, power factor, and resistance and current. While electrical technicians are the person in charge to ensure the electrical system work properly, which requires electrical measurement equipment to check the electrical activity and to detect the presence of current. This job becomes one of the important jobs in the world because of its requirement for daily life. However, this occupation can pose more risk to human health, especially when they carry out their respective duties without concern about their safety and appropriate protective equipment. That's why the main objective of this paper are to identify, maintain, and provide safety measures to prevent danger. This paper also determine how the potential risk from electrical and instrument work can be prevented by evaluating TNB company legislation and regulation related to safety and health at the workplace. As a result, we know that legislation and regulation are one of the important things that all people related should follow in order to maintain a safe environment at the work site and also concerned about the risk by doing inspection, maintenance, or training to benefit the safety and health at the workplace. So that's all from the abstract, and I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NOOR BATRISYIA binti NASHRUN. I will presenting about introduction and our company Tenaga Nasional Berhad. Okay, Tenaga Nasional Berhad is the Malaysian largest utility company that service to over 8.4 million customer. So the electric area that they supply including Malaysia, Mauritius, Pakistan, India and Indonesia except Sarawak, as Sarawak have their own private company named Sarawak Energy that only supply limited electricity to that city. Then the operation that they do is they maintain high voltage switch gear, including regularly check the physical, electrical and mechanical condition of the switch gear or switchboard, which including encourage coordination, grounding and necessary clearance. In this maintenance high voltage switch gear, they need to have a competence they need to have a competent person and they need to follow the regulation that describe the LOTO requirement. And after that, TMB also providing the operation like the engineering for installation and maintaining electric cable that follow standard and customer requirement to lighting up homes in town and also in village since 1957 until now. After that, the operation that they do also the coal mining activities, as coal is the naturally fuel that have similar ways, that have similar works like petroleum to generate electric power. Okay, uh, before we know TMB, before becoming successful TMB, before they have known as a, they have a lot of recognition, they have a history behind them. Okay, on 1 September 1949, TMB are called as the Central Electricity Board, CEB. And the operation that they do is Cameron Highland Hydroelectric Project. Okay, and after that, on 22 June 1965, they changed their name from Central Electric Board CEB to the National Electricity Board NEB of the States of Malaya. And the operation that they do is Perak River Hydroelectric Power Company. And they can supply the electricity to the all of the state in of Malaya. Okay, and after that there are some conflict because Malaysia government, Malaya government cannot support uh, cost to maintain the electricity, so they change, which is on that time Mahathir Mohamad, which is the prime minister before, they he declared the government decision to pursue a privatization policy. They compiled two regulations to replace Electricity Act. Okay, then after that, that's why they changed from Central Electricity Board (CEB), National Electricity Board (NEB), and now we know as Tenaga Nasional Berhad (TNB). Okay, and after that, TNB is also devoted to providing and maintaining a safe and healthy environment in accordance with statutory requirements. For example, they do inspection, monitoring, and auditing of workplace safety and health, as they should be done on a regular basis at the workplace. That's all from me. I'll pass to the next person. Thank you.
Okay, based on the introduction given about Tenaga Nasional Berhad, there is 5 objectives that we listed in this assignment about electrical and instrument work. First objective was to identify, maintain, and solve the problem which was classified as a risk and harmful task that may cause a severe injury or death to employees at the electrical and instrument work site. Second objective is to help the main responsible officer and the employer to establish the main idea of a safety work plan for electrical worker based on the act and regulation given by the Malaysian Ministry of Human Resource. The objective number 3 is to give a learning outcome for every responsible worker to keep providing a safety method to all employees based on the situation at the workplace that is related to electrical and instrument work activity. Number 4 is to discipline the employee with a suitable pattern of technical work training appropriate to the type of duty of an employee in a field of the electrical and instrumentation work. And the final objective was to provide assurance to the employee through the guarantee of safety and health right and policies in the electrical and instrumentation industry, which would they work at the work site.
So in this slide, we will talk about regulation related to electrical and instrument work. So the first regulation that we provide is Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, Part 4, under Section 15, duties of employer and self-employed person to their employees. Subsection 1, 2, and 3 is that all the employers maintain a safe working condition by doing an inspection at the workplace to prevent any risk to health. Second, to provide adequate training related to job scope list at the workplace to all workers. Third, to provide adequate information related to safety and health at the workplace. Fourth, to prepare a safety and health procedure for the workers. And last, to provide and maintain adequate welfare facilities for the workers. This regulation is required at the workplace area where the person in charge are managing director and safety and health officer. As for the remarks, to provide inspection form for each inspection performed. Second, safety and health officer assist the managing director, provide and explain the suitable training to the workers such as LOTO system. Third, to make sure that safety information given must be clear and easy to understand, such as providing safety poster. And last, to make sure that all welfare facilities provided are safe to use, free from any risk that may occur, and there is no employee who does not receive such welfare facilities. So the second regulation is also Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, Part 6, under Section 24, General Duties of Employee at Work, Subsection 1. It states that all the employees must always be alert to their own safety. Second, employees must always cooperate with their employer or other person at the work site in implementing any kind of requirement related to the work. Third, protective equipment or appropriate clothing are important things that all employees need to wear during work. And last, obey all the instructions or measures implemented by the employer related to safety and health at the workplace. This regulation also required at the workplace area where the person in charge are managing director and safety and health officer. As for the remarks, safety and health officer assist the managing director to make sure all the employees wear suitable and protective equipment such as climb tools, 400 Act 2 lineman work glove or clothing while working to give protection from electrical current, and take attendance of each employee for each safety program, such as safety toolbox discussion to be held.
I will start with the regulation OSHA 1994, Part 7, Section 29, Subsection 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The title is Safety and Health Officer. So the specification that is related, all employers are required to hire a competent safety and health officer at the workplace. The safety and health officer is responsible for ensuring that the amendments of OSHA Act and any regulation made the under are followed at the workplace, and also they must promote or support safe work practice to the employees. After that, the third is the safety and health officer must have the qualifications or certificate or training that the minister specifies in the gazette from time to time. And if there are occupants that violates the provision of this section, they may face a fine of not more than 5,000 ringgit or a term of imprisonment of not more than 6 months or both. The area that this legislation will do is at the workplace, and the person in charge is managing director and also safety and health officer. The remarks is safety and health officer assists the managing director in maintaining and suggesting good housekeeping practice by improving industrial hygiene at the workplace. And after that, safety and health officer also assists the managing director in collecting data that related to any kind of accident or incident or near miss to be submitted to the general director using JKKP6. And after that, TMB Integrated Learning Solution ILSAS, which is the nation training institution that collaborate with Malaysia largest utility company that make it first rate training provider, has done certification program to their employees such as the electrical competent engineer program and Bumiputra work contractor program by inviting competent person from Dodge. And also they have a collaboration with NIOSH and FMA Act and also OSHA Act. And after that, every SHO, Safety and Health Officer, they need to do a simple talk group to discuss awareness of safety and health at the workplace every morning before their work shift is start. Under OSHA 1994, Part 7, Section 13, Subsection 1, 2, 3 and 4, The title is Establishment of Safety and Health Committee at Place of Work. So the specification or explanation is the employer must establish a safety and health committee at the workplace if there are 14 or more employees, unless the Director General directs the establishment of such a committee. Second, the structure of a safety and health committee must create and conclude the election of committee members, the powers of committee members towards all of the employees, and any other matter that relate to the committee's establishment or procedure. Third is every employer shall discuss with the Safety and Health Committee in a view to making and maintaining arrangement that will help employees to effectively cooperate in promoting and developing measures to ensure the safety and health at the workplace. And last, an occupier that violates the provision of this section, they may face a fine not exceeding 5,000 ringgit or imprisonment for not exceeding 6 months or both. The area of this section is at the workplace, and the person in charge for this section 2 is the employer itself. And the remark is SHC, they need to promote safety and health awareness amongst employees. For example, wearing a face mask while they are at work, keep the workplace hygiene such as sanitizing the workplace before and after employee shifts are done. Third is support physical distancing in every employee at the workplace, such as providing work shift, as we are still in this COVID-19 pandemic. So they need to follow current situation. And after that, lastly, SHC, they also have responsible to review company policy every year that is suitable with the current situation like this pandemic COVID-19, or if the employer asks them to do a review on company policy. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, next number 5 is the same regulations like the previous regulations, which is OSHA 1994. This is part 10, section 37, subsection 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's about approval of industry code of practice. The responsible officer required to prepare at least one suitable guidance of working with the employee at the workplace based on the guideline given by the government, which is Malaysian Ministry of Human Resource. Each policy and code of practice created by the company need to be reviewed by the responsible council like the SHC or Safety and Health Committee to avoid any violation of work ethics and work policy that could cause a harmful risk to the employee. The area that related to this regulation was at workplace at the electrical and instrument work. The person who is in charge in this regulation was a managing director, which is the employer itself, and the other one is Safety and Health Committee. The provision of the relevancy for this regulation, the approval industry code of practice is the provision of safety practice and guidance must be presented in front of the Safety and Health Committee and need to be discussed together before they approve this guidance that created by the Safety and Health Officer that bring to the committee. After this discussion, the responsible officer can start a training with the suitable guideline that has been discussed in the meeting with the Safety and Health Committee to avoid any incident or accident that happen in the future on the electrical and instrument worker. All right, number 6 is also same, OSHA 1994, part 10, section 38, subsection A, A and B, number 1 and 2, use of industry code of practice in proceeding. The employee or employer who is involved in an accident or found have committed in one serious offense that required a trial in court. The approval of industry code of practice can be used as an evidence in the court. The court used the industry code of practice as evidence and can be imposed the punishment on the employee or the manager itself from accused of misconduct or negligence at the workplace. The person who is in charge on this case is managing director, the employee itself, and the safety and health officer of that company. The relevance point about this use of industry code of practice in proceeding is the prosecutor may request a proof based on the JKKP6 report that has been created from the safety and health department of the company itself to prove the company or the responsible officer who is in charge on that time, or either the employee itself to find guilt in a court. All establishment rules and procedures must be followed by the employer or an employee in order to prevent hazard at the workplace in the future. All right, number 7, also same, OSHA 1994, part 11, section 39, subsection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, power of entry, inspection, examination, and seizure, and etc. The inspection, the examination, or any seizure is under safety and health department of the company, and the action has been taken must be listed with a serious measurement and proof like pictures, report statement about the previous case of the incident or accident that happened on that worksite. The responsible officer required to provide a measurement method to solve the issue immediately and required to prevent the accident or incident or near miss from any harmful risk at the workplace from happening to the employee in the future. This section was related to at the work site, and the person who is in charge on this regulation was the employee and safety and health officer. In the electrical and instrument work, the safety and health officer who is in charge on that time need to identify the main problem in the work site, especially for the tools that used by the electrical worker and the electrical worker itself. Any type of error or problem on the tool that has been found by the responsible safety officer on that time need to be necessarily need to be seized or replaced with the suitable tools that required to the work site work scope on that job site, like the electrical and instrument work area.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As for my part, is about FMA BOAC, Regulation 1986, Part 9, Section 69, Subsection A, B, C, and D is about prohibition against use of defective leather. They shall provide a monthly or annually leather inspection form to ensure the leather is in a good condition by checking or repairing it regularly if it was damaged. It also provides adequate leather safety instruction for safety use to ensure no damage occur during performing work tasks. Third, providing a pre-use checklist to ensure the leather is in good condition and unaffected in advance before using the leather. Lastly, employers are fully responsible to ensure the leather is appropriate for the job task and always in excellent condition before use. It was applied on the work site, and person in charge is managing director. The managing director performed a monthly inspection checklist, tutor previous record keeping of accident in JKKP 6 and JKKP 8 caused by the leather that are damaged or broken, which is in a poor condition, therefore still being used to conduct the job task. The managing director also provides information on how to use the ladder safely to reduce the risk of employee falling and being injured while using the ladder. For number 9 is about FMA BOAC 1986, Part 16, Section 2, Subsection 4 and 5 is about electrical hazard. By providing a warning sign on each working site that face electric hazard while working, they also provide an electric insulator that was tested and inspected that seek to insulate electrical source to the user. Ensure each electrical installation work are granted and permitted by the authority, which is supervisor, DOSH, or employer. They also provide suitable insulator for electric wiring and conductor to prevent from being exposed to electric current, such as electric shock, to the worker during the electric cable installation process. They conduct an adequate protective measure on hazard generating electric power circuit and lines by providing a guard for unprotected wiring or conductor left on the ground to prevent electric current from happening. It's applied on the work site. There is 3 persons in charge, which is safety and health officer, managing director, and site supervisor. Safety and health officer and site supervisor improved and added a new control measures such as inspection of electric cable or wiring before performing any job task to prevent electric shock and fire. It was done based on the research made by both of the person from the hierarchy form and the record keeping of the accident that occurred previously within the company on JKKP 8. Safety and health officer assist the managing director regarding the additional of control measure proposed by the safety and health officer and site supervisor to be granted and can be implemented at the work site as soon as possible. Safety and health assistant assist the site supervisor regarding the permit to work for managing director that a person who performing electrical installation must be done only by the competent person which were assigned for the task. Lastly, is about FMA. FMA, Safety and Health Welfare Regulation 1983. Section 12 is about working at height. Providing an adequate training program regarding of working at height for each employee and having a certificate prior to be granted to perform the work activity. It also to improve existing SOP to ensure that the procedures are in line with the accurate needed. Providing and replacing all unbroken PPE to ensure the employee safety and lower the risk of falling from height. Providing adequate information of work scope to ensure the work tasks are properly planned and carried out by the competent person only at the workplace. Employee must be trained to use the fall restraint personal protective such as a full body harness to prevent or to minimize the risk of falling while working. The employees also must have the knowledge to inspect the equipment and wearing suitable and appropriate protection by following the standard prepared for equipment of working at height. It was implemented at the work site. There is 3 persons in charge, which is employer, safety and health officer, and site supervisor. Supervisors shall assist the managing director to ensure each employee involved in a job task involving working at height must have a competency certificate, which is working at height safely, by applying a training from DOSH. Supervisor and safety and health shall assist the employer regarding the PPE protection that was exceeding the expiry date and is in a shabby condition. They also can suggest to the managing director to increase the number of protection PPE. Lastly, the safety and health officer shall assist the employer to improve the existing control measure and SOP from the company. The improvement must be made, which is after being made an observation of the previous record keeping of accident in JKKP 6 and JKKP 8 that occurred in the company previously. Thank you. That's all from us.